The Big 12 College Experience reaction show for Saturday, January 13th on the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, props, game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is peer-to-peer social betting platform for U.S.-based, legal in 40 states. Head over to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Promo code SGPN to get 10% off your bonus today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN NFL Playoff Challenge, sponsored by Edge Boost. Free to enter, $20,000 in Edge Boost deposit bonuses up for grabs. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL playoff. Yes, and welcome everybody to the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network.
Woo!
Oh, today was a good old day for the old Big 12. The old Big 12 sending out a, former Big 12 member soon. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Joining me with that beautiful Horns Down logo in the background. He was born in Provo, Utah. He's got family in Ames, Iowa. He lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. I'm in his kitchen right now, yelling and screaming at you guys. He is Rambling Rush. Rush, not a bad night, my friend.
SEC. Let's go. Big 12 at 12 coming at you live from Morgantown, West Virginia. We got our glasses full, baby. It is a great night. Last time the Texas Softhorns will be in Morgantown, West Virginia, and we sent them out the right way. Let's go.
Flaccid. Indeed we did, and we'll talk about each and every game and make a toast. Who'll be buying a round of beer for tonight? So we'll touch on that. But hey, third man in the box. You guys know him as the green mowing, weed growing Big 12 guru, Troy Chewning. What's up, man? I know you had a hell of a day. How are you, my friend?
We've been blasted all day. I had 4 slices of my blueberry muffin weed bread, probably 2 or 3 joints. I don't know, 15, 16 drinks. It's bad. Like I'm over here doing hand signals. I'm wearing both of my Mike Evans sleeves for tomorrow's anytime touchdown play.
That's
Sean, suck it. It's not tomorrow night.
No, that's Monday Night Football. It's only Saturday night right now.
Well, it's actually 12-12.
Well, no, he's right. It is tomorrow night. He's right.
Technically, you are right. But hey, you know
this is going to be the show tonight, guys.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And by the way, we are the appetizer every Saturday night leading into the college basketball experience where we'll talk about each and every game. Let's dive right into it, man. Let's get right into the slate. Beautiful 7-game slate. Let's lead it off. At the Fog, all of us were on the right side of this one. Kansas wins 78-66. I was driving through a blizzard, but had it on my phone throughout this game. I can't give you the entire analysis on this one, but I think we hit the nail right on the head. Oklahoma would be in the game in the first half. Kansas culture, the Fog, Bill Self pulls away in the second half. Big day for Hunter Dickinson. Big day for DeJuan Harris. Troy, your thoughts on the Jayhawks moving to 2-1 and your Oklahoma Sooners falling to 1-2?
Well, it's nice to start with one of the games that I got right. But more specifically, we got this one 100% correct. We even said to take Oklahoma in the first half line to cover and to lay the points with Kansas, and then to take the money line at halftime when they only are up by 1 point or tied. They were only up by 1. It was still like minus 180. But that's free money at Fog, and it doesn't really matter what the odds say. When Kansas is playing at home, they're probably going to end up winning that game. But OU just This is the reason why we really thought that they were that fringe, maybe second tier, maybe top tier, depending on when you run into them. This looked way more like the second tier Oklahoma and probably much more realistic of what we'll see. They're still a dang good basketball team, but again, in this conference, there's a whole nother level to get into that top tier.
No doubt. I mean, this is a top 10 team that all of a sudden is dropping into 1-2 in league play. Rush, why are the Oklahoma Sooners going to drop to 1-3 come on Wednesday? Just kidding. Your thoughts on these Sooners going forward? I'm not going to overreact to them losing at the Fog like yourself.
Well, yeah, I don't think any of these games are to be overreact. I mean, this is the Big 12. It's a grinded out league where, home teams, obviously like the rest of college sports, but especially in this league, are going to be favored. But we called this game to a T, and we kind of set into this going into the league play as we felt that Oklahoma and BYU were both teams that weren't bad teams. They've already kind of outperformed where we thought they were going to be, but they were definitely going to come back to the pack a little bit. And this was a game where Kansas really needed this, obviously, with barely beating TCU when Big 12 play opened and then losing to UCF in Orlando. And, Kansas, came out slow a little bit, kind of the way we expected it. And I think this is more of one of those games where it was like, these teams are who we thought they were. Kansas is going to do their thing, especially in the second half, especially at the Fog. And Oklahoma's going to come back a little bit, but obviously, you alluded to it, joked around to open it up to me. I mean, West Virginia goes to Oklahoma. That's a very fascinating game. I know we'll get to West Virginia in a second, but with the way they played tonight I think there's still a lot of questions with this Oklahoma team. Are they terrible? No. Are they number 9 in the nation? No. But no. Where are they? Do they fall in the middle? So no. Tonight was a good example of that.
Nobody on that Oklahoma team can stop Raekwon. I can tell you right now that there is not that it will completely determine the outcome of the game, but again, the other safe bet we've been making is Raekwon over points.
Yeah.
There's nobody on that Oklahoma team that can do it.
Kansas from here, 14-2 overall, 2-1 in league play. They go to Stillwater, then they go to Morgantown, so they better win in Stillwater because they won't win next Saturday. They ain't winning that one. Just kidding. But seriously, Oklahoma plays West Virginia in Norman on Wednesday. Fascinating matchup, like Rush said. 2 1-2 teams. All of a sudden, one's playing better. The other one's dropped back-to-back games. So is this a zigzag where Oklahoma plays well, the Mountaineers take a step back, or the Mountaineers are going to start playing better? We'll find out this week. We'll touch on that. Moving along to the next game. Sorry, skip this one. BYU gets it done 63-58. The line opened at 4.5, closed at 5.5. Well, go fucking figure. They win by 5. They blow a 13-point lead with 4 minutes left. If you had BYU minus 5.5, well,
you didn't listen to the show early enough.
Yeah, you didn't listen to the show early enough and take a fucking shot of whatever, because that's a tough loss. Rush, your team, your BYU Cougs could win. The first ever win in the Big 12 at the Bounce House. Thoughts?
Yeah, BYU there's a reason Ken Palm liked them a lot. We all agreed that this was a perfectly placed line, especially in Orlando, far away from Provo, but there were some BYU fans there. This BYU team, don't get me wrong, while I am happy, obviously the team I grew up rooting for, got a win in a hard place that just beat Kansas. And by the way, quick shout out to UCF. This isn't the UCF team that we thought was going to be going into this season. This is a solid UCF team that, especially with the Big 12 name behind their brand now, especially being in Orlando and being a huge public institution, like, this shows that this is going to be a basketball team, in the next couple of years that you're going to have to take a lot seriously. If not, start taking them seriously now. So obviously, hats off to UCF. In terms of BYU, yep, great win, of course, in Orlando, like we were saying. However, would like to see them knock off a Big 12 team that's not a newcomer this year. So we'll see how they do coming around. Obviously, they kind of got a little bit of the cinder blocks off their shoulders, feeling a little lighter, feeling a little better. Obviously, we saw it today with West Virginia. Winning can do a lot of things, provide some relief, but still a lot of questions for BYU. Need to see if they can keep it up. I'm curious if they can. I'm trying to remember who they have next. For some reason, I feel like they have Iowa State next, but I don't think that's who it is.
Pulling it up. BYU.
It is Iowa State on Tuesday. There you go.
In Provo.
In Provo. So that's especially with Iowa State, and obviously we'll get to that game more later and how well they did in the snow. Iowa State now going to Provo, been a little hot lately. See if they can cool down and BYU can really solidify that. I don't want to take, obviously, like I said, lightly with them not, with them beating UCF, but can they really get that grinded out Big 12 win? So still a lot of questions there, but hey, survive and advance as we talk about, and they won today. So good for them.
Survive and advance indeed. Troy, thoughts on the bounce house? I'll tell you what, Troy, that place was popping again today.
They got more bath salts than I thought they had. So, like we said beforehand, if you saw any camera shots in the beginning of the game of any girls that happened to have like two really big reasons that could distract BYU,
entice
not so much. So I wasn't super scared, but the palm fronds that all the fans bring into the stadium, that shit is hilarious. I mean, it's
great.
That is top notch. But I got to give a shout out to Pasty White Kid on BYU hitting the 2 free throws to push right there at the end. I'm glad that UCF. Well, I'm also glad that UCF didn't even try a 3/4 court heave. They just inbounded the ball and were like, whatever, we lost by 5. At least we stuck with a good team. So shout out to UCF. I know Rob in the chat was saying he got them at -4.5 in Canada.
Ooh, nice.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, good for you.
He got down on that Bovada. So, yep. BYU 1-2, UCF 1-2 as well. The very, very shiny Knights from here.
Shout out Pasty White Kid.
Pasty White Kid. Buy him around at the end of the show, Troy. They go to Austin, where the biggest cowards of this country reside in Austin, Texas. Horns down. And on the other side, BYU, like Rush said, they got Iowa State. They're both at 1-2. There's a clump of 1-2 teams in this league. And we'll talk about some of the other ones on the other side. But first, we got to get paid. This is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official betting partner of the NFL playoffs and is bringing you an offer to help make playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game, $200 instantly in bonus specs. And, man, well, if you had the Texans like myself tonight, it was pretty good on DraftKings. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code SGP. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.100gambler.net. In New York, call 887-HOPE-NY or text NY. Connecticut help is available. Problem? Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. One, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. See DraftKings.com/football for eligibility and deposit restriction terms of reply over at DraftKings. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time. I mean, get over the Coliseum. That is rocking. Rush, you love Game Time. Talk a little bit about the Game Time over there.
It's a fantastic app. My bachelor party, Ryan, you were there. Had a great night before that we wanted to see the UNLV Hawaii game at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Yep. We didn't sleep much the night before. Maybe had a nice cat nap. But anyway, the great thing about the Game Time app, it's easy. You see where the view that you're going to have before the game. Bought our tickets, 2 clicks there. Next thing you know, we were at the stadium and doing it all over again, buying a couple drinks there. Game Time app is fantastic. Obviously, Troy, we've gone to plenty of Capital games and Nationals games, met you there using the Game Time app as well. Loved it. Used it for, I think, since 2015, 2016, whenever it came out. And obviously, Ryan, when you said, hey, the Game Time app is going to be a sponsor here, I'm like, let me talk about it. I'm more than happy to tell the great benefits of the Game Time app. So definitely download it, use it if you haven't yet. It's fantastic.
Yep, you heard the man. Get over there, snag the tickets without stress. Perfect for NFL playoffs. Download the Game Time app, create an account, CFBX, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, CBFX, $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, we're back on the Big 12 College Experience. Moving along in the slate. What a fucking game. In the battle of the unbeatens, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. For Mountaineer fans, Joe Toussaint hits a game winner. They battle all the way back. K-State was the better team. They controlled the game, and I think they went on a 20-0 run at the end of the first half. This is a great game. Troy, your thoughts on the Red Raiders and Wildcats of K-State?
I was very surprised with how Texas Tech reverted to their old ways of really slowing it down.
Yeah.
Obviously it ended up working, but I thought this game was going to go the opposite way. I remember yesterday I was saying I think this one was going to be an over and they were going to go back and forth a little bit more than they did. Texas Tech going on the road and winning in the Little Apple, this is pretty impressive. I know Kansas State isn't necessarily one of the top tier teams or someone that we would consider like a good above average, consistently great basketball team. But with how Kansas State's been playing, I know they haven't had the toughest matchups yet in the conference. To eke this one out on the road again, that's tough.
Finding ways. Rush.
Although I guess they did play at home, so I don't even know what I'm fucking talking about.
Well, I know what you're talking about. Texas Tech. Gritty. They were shit.
Yeah, they mucked it up. They mucked it up and they did the normal Texas Tech thing. Like when you're not playing your best, just grind it out and maybe you get a chance. And they worked themselves back in there. But man, this league is nuts.
Should we lock Houston on Wednesday against Texas Tech back in Houston? Rush.
Yes. The answer that yes. I whispered that to you in when we were in press row for the West Virginia game. I'm like, well, we know where we're going.
Well, that's why I just said it and handed it to you so you could have the credit.
No, I know. I didn't mean it like that. But
subscribe to the Ryan and Rush show.
There you go. Josh Eiler, obviously been on the show. Big fan of the Ryan and Rush show. Anyway, so with about 10 minutes left in the first half and Texas Tech's up 17-8. I'm like, I knew it. I'm like, yep, Texas Tech's going to cover this game. I saw Kansas State play West Virginia earlier this week. I said, everyone, Big 12 college experience. Kansas State's not a really good team. Texas Tech's a great team. This spread's going to be easy. Then all of a sudden, we kind of go around. We're settling into press row, Ryan. We're doing our thing, getting ready for the West Virginia game. And you're like, dude, like Kansas State's up a lot. They're up 11 right now. I'm like,
fucking them up.
What are you talking about? I thought you were messing with me. And then I'm like, oh, yep, we're in the Big 12. And Texas Tech, hey, 3-0. Number one in the Big 12 right now. So, hey, good for them. They figured it out.
With Baylor.
That's right. Baylor's 3-0 now, too. Actually, we'll get to that game later. I got some comments there. Anyway. But, hey, hats off to Texas Tech. In a way, hats off to Kansas State. They looked a lot better than when they played West Virginia. I still have concerns about Kansas State, but hey, they're looking better each game. And here we stand now. The Big 12 is the Big 12. And just when you think you're ahead and you're on the right side of things, you still got a lot of game left. And until it says triple zeros, especially with the overtime factor and how often it happens in college basketball, your bets don't cash out till they literally cash out. So, hey, hats off to Kansas State, hats off to Texas Tech. Still a long season in the Big 12.
A long, long season. And you know what else? What if I told you K-State's got Baylor coming to Manhattan on Tuesday night? Jerome Tang, Scott Drew, best friends, 2-1 versus 3-0. Texas Tech, like I said, they're 3-0. They're going to Houston. Everybody's blowing Houston. No, Texas Tech is the 3-0 team in the Big 12. That's why this league's the best. This league is the fucking best.
There's not going to be any more undefeated teams after the middle of this week, right?
No, and
it's time to accept it, right? Like,
this is a perfect transition for all you fucking jabronis out there that fucking told me Houston was going to run through the fucking Big 12. Get the fuck out of here and kiss my fucking ass. 1-2. Hello, Big 12 for the Houston Cougars.
What did you predict their conference record? 11-7 or something?
11-7. They're going to be the 4 or 5 seed.
That might be right on it.
They're playing in the best league in America. They're going to struggle on the road. They lose in Ames. They lose in Fort Worth at that fucked up rubber freaking I don't even puke court, whatever they called it in fucking Fort Worth. This is a great game. Great game. Honestly, I thought Houston played well. But when you don't play really, really well and you don't get stops down the stretch, you're not winning on the road in this league. TCU, Jamie Dixon, been there, done that. TCU, big fucking win off a big – I mean, they got 2 top 10 wins this week. TCU is arguably the team of the country right now. They beat Oklahoma number 9 on Wednesday night. They beat Houston number 2 in the country. They should have won at the Fog. They should be 3-0 if the fucking referees weren't fucking blowing Kansas and Bill Self. But anyway, I digress. Houston, this is the Big 12, man. You're not fucking running through this like that fucking American conference. You got your win over us. Yeah, I salute you. You kicked our ass, but you haven't won a game since. Number 2 in the country drops back-to-back in the Big 12 on the road. Rush, thoughts?
So this is interesting, right? You talk about the weird rubber court and the fucked up way TCU plays, right? So I had to look this up. I'm like, are Horned Frogs poisonous? And they're not poisonous. Yes. They're not poisonous
John.
in the way they're not poisonous in the way that they're going to kill you. But according to Dr. Google here, it says poison exists in the mouth of the frog, and it's probably earned this bad reputation by its extreme aggressiveness and its willingness to attack an animal many times its own size and bulk. Horned frogs like to burrow in moss after a good meal. Well, if that's not this TCU team, I don't know what is, right? They're not going to kill you, but they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be annoying. They're going to play teams that are better than you. They're going to stick with you. And when they grind you out, when they beat you, they're going to enjoy themselves and get a nice meal after that and celebrate a little bit. Hey, good for these Horned Frogs. Good for that rubber court, the fucked up way they play, that stadium being messed up. Jamie Dixon, it's a good team. My biggest question, like I said, Ryan and
culture,
Troy, was TCU and Kansas State. Where do these teams go? Still curious about Kansas State, but TCU, man, they're on the up and up. This team's about to have a small number next to their name.
Should and 2 top 10 wins.
The TCU bullshit court it really home teams went 6-1 today.
Oh yeah.
The only away team that won was again a two newcomer matchup. So we still haven't seen a newcomer go on the road and win jack shit in this league.
Nope.
And you're also seeing old comers that still can't go on the road and win, just like every other year in the Big 12. Again, crowd was nuts. It was loud as fuck on TV. Oh my goodness. And also on that game-winning shot, that was an and one. Dude got slapped on the side of his arm hard as shit, and he still finished the play. He wasn't going up for a foul though. He was going up strong to try to score a basket instead of any of that foo-foo cha-cha-cha bullshit. And he got rewarded, although I do think it probably should have been an and one there. But man, I thought Houston was going to bounce back here. They got to find out who's going to be their number one guy on offense, because they don't have anybody that's ready to step up. And I know the chat was talking about Jamal Sheed getting into foul trouble really hurt him. It does. But if you're Houston and you don't have anybody that can come off the bench to replace that, you're going to have issues. This league is different.
It's different. And you know what's crazy? Everybody thinks I'm being hard on Houston. But I think when they go 11-7 in league play, maybe 10-8, they may go all the way to 10-8 with the gauntlet. I think they can win the national championship. That's kind of like UConn last year. They went through the gauntlet of the Big East. I think it's the same with Houston. They ran through the non-con. I think this league prepares them better for March when we get there than it did with the American.
Absolutely.
So Houston's going to keep losing games. I know everybody's kind of crowned Houston as the team to beat in America. No, they're not. They're going to finish 4th or 5th in the Big 12. This league, this is their first time going through this league. I'm not surprised at all. They're going to continue to lose road games, and that's just the reality. So
I'll tell you what, though, guys. I'm looking at Houston alt lines against Texas Tech. I think that's going to be a shellacking.
Well, if you miss the bounce back, the best thing you can do is double down on the second bounce back.
Absolutely.
I will say,
all commercials say don't chase your losses. Loser talk.
I kind of think the culture of Texas Tech might keep that thing in a grind. Wouldn't it be something if Texas Tech went in there and handed them their 3rd straight loss? We'll talk about it this week. But first, we got to talk about Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform for that U.S.-based, legal in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting, head-to-head. That's all you can ask for, baby. Absolutely the best. You know, you got all these jackasses say, hey, bet me here, bet me there. Hey, motherfucker, put your money where your mouth is. Let's get over to Cut and go head-to-head. And that way people can see what we're betting head-to-head. And you got to pay up when you lose. Nothing's worse than a freaking jackwagon he loses a bet, then all of a sudden he's hiding with his mom in his basement. So get over there. Head over to cut.com, KUTT.com. Promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Absolutely the best. Underdog, I can't say enough good things. Play alongside your fantasy all season long with NBA, NFL, MLB when we get there. College hoops, college football. Simply pick higher or lower. Troy, you got anything cooked up on Underdog Fantasy? Mike Evans props over there.
I guess you're gonna have to wait until Monday night to be specific about what tomorrow is. But yes, we are. We're waiting for the few plays that James Bradbury tries to cover Mike Evans, and we are going higher on Mike Evans, half of a touchdown. You don't even have to parlay it; just go ahead and lay tons of money on it.
Oh yeah, it's the absolute.
But be
best.
Responsible.
Yeah, be responsible. Let's go. And now put your fucking everything on it. Don't be responsible. Watch along. Make your picks. Maybe make a little bit of cash over on Underdog. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. All righty. We are back on the Big 12 College Experience, and we got to talk about this next game. You guys really thought Texas was going to come into Morgantown? We were just going to fucking lay it down like a bunch of soft asses? No, this is a proud program. Yes, it's been a shit year, but this is West Virginia. You knew you were going to fucking get up for this game. Texas coming in there, Gold Rush, blizzard. You think I fucking drove 5 hours through the goddamn blizzard to fucking see a loss tonight? No fucking chance. West Virginia outright, 76-73, led the entire game basically. Texas kind of dressed it up at the end with Max Ace was making a couple threes. Horns down, that's all I got. And all of a sudden, West Virginia has as many Big 12 wins as number 2 Houston, number 9 Oklahoma, number 18 BYU, and number 25 Texas. So welcome to the Big 12. Great win, Mountaineers. Josh Eilert had those guys ready to go, man. They fucking guarded. They fucking competed like I've been fucking pounding my fucking head on my fucking counter, my fucking fridge, whatever the fuck near me. They fucking competed and fucking played the game the right way tonight. You guys can hear the passion in my voice. Great win, Mountaineers. Rush, you were there with me.
I was.
Thoughts?
You did it without your big center either. Still waiting for him to come back. But hey, you talk about getting the monkey off your back. We've said it on this show. Josh Eilert actually brought it up his press conference. We were there after the game and said, you know what? In terms of basketball terms, right? You just sometimes need to see one go in, and then they don't stop going in. This is the one you needed to win. And interesting things could happen, right? At Oklahoma, an Oklahoma team that's now struggling. Then Kansas back here next Saturday. And we know Kansas in Morgantown historically in January, right? It's not February yet. So the question there, someone asked, the real question is, has West Virginia turned the corner after this win? Absolutely, Benny. They might have. But, hey, I'll tell you what, our halftime notes from the Ryan and Rush show, and everyone go check that out, the Ryan and Rush show, the more West Virginia side of things. But, of course, we talk Big 12 and other things on there as well, is this team hasn't given up. The energy is there. They're finally meshing. They feel good about themselves. And Troy, you asked something interesting earlier for this episode is about Raekwon, right? And the over and the points. And Raekwon did some good things tonight. And I think a lot of us feel this way about this team is there are a lot of great players on this West Virginia basketball team. But when they play like a team, they make those extra passes. They don't get in their own way. The only one that can stop Raekwon is Raekwon. No one else can stop him. As long as Raekwon doesn't get in his head, he's the best player on the court. No doubt about it. This was a huge win for the West Virginia Mountaineers. A point that kind of gets buried in a win like this is free throws. big problem. I think we missed 12 or 13 tonight. That's going to need to turn around. You're not going to win games missing 12, 13 free throws, but they did tonight. So all good. You can bury that for now, but that does need to get fixed. On the other end with Texas, this is a bottom Big 12 team. You know, it was awesome. We were chanting. It was great when the Coliseum was just chanting SEC at the end of the game. When we knew we had this thing locked up, SEC. That was great. Good luck in football, Texas. Good luck in basketball, Texas in the SEC. Big 12 conference. We'll take it from here. And you know what, Ryan? We talked about this too. We got to go back to Texas in Austin in February. By then, they'll probably have given up on the season, on this team. And I think we can beat them again in Austin to really solidify, really punch them in the gut there. So great win tonight. Needs to obviously turn into more wins, but hey, pressure's off. The basketball team needs to enjoy this. Congratulations, Josh Eilert, on your first win. Friend of the Ryan and Rush show, of course. And I'm here to keep celebrating tonight, boys, as you can see in my TV behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And my whiskey glass is full. Cheers.
As the gracious loser on the side of laying Texas points here, I don't think that the Texas team is going to give up. I don't think they're going to end up being anything special in the Big 12 at all. But I do think if this Texas team gets like a 9 seed in the NCAA tournament, Max Asmus can win a game on his own.
He's done it at Oral Roberts already, yeah.
Oh, I know. But he, what was he, 7 of 13 from the three-point line? Why did he only shoot 13 threes? Why didn't he take 22 of them? If nobody else on that Texas team wants to do anything, just let him bomb the ball like Damian Lillard from 5 and 6 feet behind the three-point line.
Well, I thought West Virginia, the game plan was great. They took Asmus out for the first 30 minutes, and then Asmus went fucking off at the end. I think he hit like 6 threes. That's
the thing is it shouldn't matter whether the guy's contesting the shot for him. Nobody else on Texas has a better percentage chance of making the shot compared to Asmus, even guarded.
I'll tell you what,
bombing the ball way more.
You know who was out to lunch tonight? And he was unbelievable against Cincinnati. Dylan Dessou was awful.
Yeah, he fouled out.
He got dunked on by Pat Subnik twice.
Pat.
I was like,
Pat.
I had to check my eyes. I'm like, what's going on right now? But yeah, I mean, this was the spot. This was the spot that we talked about. We're like, the Mountaineers don't get this one. I mean, you're starting to look down. You're like, when are we going to get our next one? Now, like you said, all of a sudden, turning around, turning a corner. Mountaineers 1-2 go to Oklahoma. Who did we say Texas had next? They had somebody. Was it Houston?
No. You said
Texas
UCF.
Yeah.
So they have UCF. So Texas is 1-2. They had at UCF, they probably should win, get 2-2. But after that, they got Baylor, Oklahoma, BYU, Houston, TCU, Iowa State.
Where's that BYU game? Is that in Provo? Or is it
Yes, it's in Provo. So all of a sudden, I mean, I'm telling you, this fucking Big 12 is unbelievable. Both teams 1-2. Texas, we'll see you again on February 10th. We'll fucking beat you in that fucking little Austin.
We are.
Yeah. So, great win, Mountaineers. Like I said, drove through a blizzard today. I mean, full disclosure, I mean, everybody knows I'm very connected in the program. Head coach Josh Eilert, one of my good friends. I texted his ass when I was getting on the road. I texted a screenshot right of the map quest. I said, I'll see you in a couple hours. Let's beat these guys' ass. So, hey, set the tone for the fucking day. Horns fucking down. Mountaineers never in doubt. You think that fucking little blizzard was going to fucking... Where the fuck's my cup at? You think that little fucking blizzard was going to stop me? No fucking chance. Mountaineers all day. Let's go. Let's move it along.
That's cool.
If you want some more Mountaineers, go check out the Ryan and Rush show. Other than we're just going to beat everybody from here on out. This is a great game. Baylor, Cincinnati, 62-59. Honestly, Cincinnati probably was the better team tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Cincinnati punched him in the mouth. We only saw the second half. We were busy at the Coliseum. Troy, I know you got eyes on this from the get-go. Thoughts? Baylor, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I'll give them credit, man. They competed.
Hell yeah. Cincinnati, I mean, they look just as physical, but this was a total Scott Drew special Scott Drew is significantly better than Wes Miller, and they dropped into the old Lace Darius Dunn days, 1-3-1 zone, and then switched to the 2-3 as soon as the guy gets past the first screen.
Oh, the 1-1-3? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do the 1-3-1 just to take away the outside a little bit, but yeah, they drop into the 2-3 zone and they ask Cincy to shoot the ball over them. Man, I can't. The curly headed fuck on Cincinnati. They were trying to force him to shoot the ball over him, and I'm pretty sure he was like 4 or 5 or 4 or 6 from the 3-point line. But again, like you were talking about with West Virginia, Baylor down the stretch, I know they hit 2 free throws at the end with Jacoby, but before that, they had 3 trips to the line and came out with 3 points. That's not going to get it done if you're playing a team like even like an Oklahoma or a Kansas State instead of Cincinnati that is prepared for that road spot a little bit more. I think that might really be the reason why Cincinnati didn't quite come out on top. I don't know if they were, I mean, I know they went to Provo and won a game, but the juice they got going at the new arena in Baylor is it's got to play a part in how they came out on top here. Yeah, I'm still, I mean, they're 3-0 in league play. We jumped on them with the pretty good odds right before the first games. They might have just enough to maybe like tie for the Big 12 regular season title or something like that.
Yeah.
But man, they're when they go on the road to tough spots, it's going to be very, very difficult for this Baylor team. They love to weave the ball for the first 10 seconds of the shot clock and try to get guys moving around. But everybody knows that's coming now. Without Jacoby Walter having great games, they're really not like a top tier team. But when he has a great game, they're the best team in the Big 12. So there's, I mean, it's all or nothing on one guy. It's kind of like the Max Asmus area, not quite the same in terms of team talent. But if Jacoby Walter doesn't score like Raekwon Battle does, they're going to have a very, very tough time for the rest of their league games.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's Baylor's interesting, man. Like on paper, sometimes, and I've always said this, when you're winning, it kind of hides your deficiencies. I don't think Baylor's a good defensive team, even though they held Cincinnati to 59 points, but they still have some issues. Rush, what was your thoughts on Cincinnati going forward? I know you were impressed. We were talking at the bar.
Yeah, no, I was impressed. My only issue with Cincinnati is why are they shooting a 3-pointer when they're only down 1 and you still have 12, 13 seconds left on the clock? Like, make a couple passes in there, get a better shot. Like, this was a very winnable game for Cincinnati. However, shout out to Baylor. Their new court stays undefeated. I really don't like that camera angle either. I know we've talked about this.
It's way too high.
I feel like I'm watching a Big 10 football game instead of Big 12 basketball. I guess it happens. We got to do a Big 12 show. We got to obviously go on a road trip one of these years, maybe in the next year or so when this takes off. Because I do want to visit that arena. But I'd definitely rather be there than watch it on TV with that camera angle. But that was my thing is for as well as Cincinnati did, and it's going to happen. Obviously, we're in Big 12 basketball, we're in college sports. Teams are going to come back. It's going to be closer game. It's going to be grinded out at the end. Just be smart, be disciplined at the end. Don't just huck up a 3 with 12 seconds and you only need a 2 when you can make a couple extra passes and get in there for something. So that was only my bigger problem. But hey, good for Baylor, 3-0, tied with Texas Tech. Baylor's back. No glue factory yet, Troy.
I was going to note that the 2 teams that Rush picked in football are leading the basketball standings right now.
See, that was the point. I just
off by a
year early, a season early. It just it happens, right?
Doubt.
So
we'll see with Baylor. I'm a skeptic of the Baylor Bears. I know everybody says I'm a hater of Baylor.
I still can't quite believe either. Like, even as a Baylor fan, they just
I don't think they got that shit to them.
Yeah,
man.
they're missing something. They're missing
Mark
something.
Vital. They're missing that Mark Vital guy. And honestly, not to like pinpoint when they went to the more finesse small ball lineup, when they brought Bridges in from Mark Vital, who was a badass. I mean, he was a football player. I can't buy Baylor as a national championship team. So that's just me. I mean, maybe Baylor will say, "Fuck you, Mac. You're a piece of shit," and we're gonna go win the goddamn thing and make 16 threes. But I don't think they can win 6 games. But I think they're good. Obviously, they're 3-0 in Big 12 play. They go to Manhattan. They go to Austin. I'll root for them 1 out of the 2 times.
They've got enough guard play to be like a Sweet 16 team at the best.
Yeah. They're finesse. They're finesse.
But they still could lose one of those first 2 round games if they get bullied.
If they play the ACC, they'll win the national championship because that's a fucking soft ass league. So I digress. Final game on the slate. This game sucked. This game got delayed. It wasn't even the final game. It was supposed to be at the same time as ours. Iowa State, Hilton Magic strikes, Blizzard Magic strikes,
weather
66-42. I won't hold this against Oklahoma State, but I thought they would compete more. I know they got in the day of the game, but man, you can't lose by 30 or 26, whatever I can't do math, 24, whatever the fuck it was. Is Oklahoma State the worst team in the Big 12 or Troy?
Possibly. They've got 2 pretty good players that can kind of carry the team, but that's not enough in this league. I still think that UCF and Oklahoma State is a pretty even match, though. Like, I know UCF's won on their home court and they've looked pretty good, but as things, kind of regress to the mean, I still think those 2 teams are the bottom dwellers. There's no, between those 2 teams, there's no Raekwon battle that could take over and win a game. And it's going to come back to haunt them. I mean, this was almost like that Houston, West Virginia game where you see the 13 and you're like, man, that's way too many points. Obviously not.
Got baited into that one.
Yeah,
Kinda.
They've won the last 2 years there. I mean, I didn't know the travel issues. We didn't know the travel issues at the time, so I don't know if that made a difference. I mean, our handicap was Iowa State struggles to score. We don't think they can cover 13. They scored fucking 66. All Oklahoma State has to do is score 4 points in a college basketball game. And they score 42.
Well, then I think that is the answer to the question. Does the weather affect it? I mean, you only scored 40 points. Wait, what was it, 44?
Yeah.
So,
42, 44,
whatever, something like that.
Yeah,
I would say we'll put an asterisk. I mean, obviously, we'll count it for a loss. We'll be gentlemen here. But, I mean, if this game and travel
worked out. It's my only loss of the night, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good only loss to have with a nice asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
So, it happens. But here's the thing. The question is Oklahoma State the worst team in the Big 12? No, that's Texas. Just kidding. Maybe. I do agree with that. But still, Oklahoma State at home, that's a different animal. Oklahoma State on the road might be the worst team in the Big 12. But Oklahoma State at home, and they do this. We've talked about this multiple times, is next they'll get a couple home games, and they'll just be in it and they'll be there. That's the thing is what's funny is the worst team in the Big 12 is like the 4th best team in the Pac-12. Like it's like, what does that even mean? The worst team in the Big 12, right?
Eddie Lampkin had to transfer to Colorado to get playing time. And he was just a TCU guy.
So. Real quick before we wrap it up, John makes
shout out Eddie, he's my homie.
Yeah. What do we think of this? Is West Virginia better or worse than OK State and UCF?
So when it comes to potential, West Virginia is significantly better. But as of right now, I don't think you can really – I mean, from what we've seen, UCF is the best out of those 3 teams. But that's very, recency bias citing. But West Virginia is better than those 3 teams. Or the best team out of those 3.
I will have some good news for everyone. We play Kansas January 20th. January 23rd, we're at UCF, and January 27th, we're at Oklahoma State. So we're going to find out real soon.
Yeah, we will. And Edwards will be back.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is we're waiting for Edwards. I agree. Like potentially player-wise, no. But yes, West Virginia still needs to string a couple together. So
I just don't think that there's too much to buy into at Oklahoma State. And I think that UCF would be considered buying them at the highest price right now if you really thought that UCF was better than what we thought. Whereas I think West Virginia is still at a pretty low price with a lot of upside to them. And I also think that West Virginia, because they have the guy that can take over the game if you need, I think there's a lot more to buy into if you're a role player at West Virginia than at a place like Oklahoma State or UCF.
Agreed. Yeah. We'll find out.
You guys are going to agree. Shit, I should tell you West Virginia sucks balls.
We'll keep doing that, Troy, so we win. Keep fading us, please. Don't pick.
Just to make sure you guys get blasted. I'm going to keep picking against them.
Right? Good. And also, chat, please keep shitting on me. Keep shitting on me. Say, Mac, Kate, take West Virginia. We're out on them. They're dead. They're Detroit Mercy. No, they're fucking not. You guys keep shitting on me. Hey, wait and see, baby. Let's go.
Wait and see, baby.
Real quick, before we give out who we're buying around for here on Saturday, January 14th. I don't even know what fucking day it is. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting analytics platform for parlays, props. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users with Hall of Fame Bets. The craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame Bets or visit HOFBets.com. Code SGPN. 50% off your first month. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, let's go. Before we hand it off to the main guys over at the College Basketball Experience. I guess I'm on that show too.
That's you, Mac.
Yeah, I guess I got to rally here. Who are we buying around for? Rush? Who are you gonna lead it off with buying around for?
Should we go in a row, or should I just put the graphic up?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know the graphic was available.
I got you, Ryan. Don't worry.
Put the graphic up and talk over it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Lead it off, Ryan. Why don't you lead it off? Get rid of that.
Let's get that fucking shit off.
There we go.
Who's that fucking guy in the middle?
Hasty white boy, baby.
Troy will explain.
I'm gonna buy around for. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this over here. No, we can't. No. All right, we're good. I'm going to buy around for the guy on the left right there that's freaking dealt with more bullshit than any coach in the goddamn country. Coach Josh Eiler gets his first big-time rank win over Horns down, the Texas Longhorns. Well-earned, my friend. And I'm excited, man. We got 15 rounds in this Big 12 gauntlet left. I'm excited to see what's next, man. We got Oklahoma next. We got Kansas. I think this team, as they get healthier, they play together, actually. It's January the 14th. This team's only in November the 14th because they haven't had their whole team together. I'm buying a round for a guy that I've had multiple beers with over the years. Give me Josh Eiler for my round. Coach Eiler, well done. Let's go Mountaineers.
Well,
Troy?
The best part about pasty white guy from BYU, it's Johnson, right? Like it's not Dolan. That's Johnson.
No, it's hold on. I had it up here.
But more importantly is
I love the way he's like holding out the ball too. Like I'm about
BYU inbounds the ball and gets a foul for their 94% free throw shooter, who promptly goes to the line and bricks it off the back rim as a 94%er. So they know on the next inbound play, let's pass the ball to the pastiest white kid on the floor. And he steps up and bangs 2 free throws to push this one at -5. I know you can't have it here, but I'll buy it for you, buddy.
It is, I think it's, come on. Yeah, Richie Saunders. There you go, Richie. I'm buying my beer for Guns Up while they didn't cover the spread. Looking like a hell of a team. Texas Tech, Red Raiders. You know, you got a tough one against Houston. Maybe I'm not going to be in your corner for that one, but hey, surprising us all. Hell of a team out there. Good job, Texas Tech. Guns up.
Hey, Rush, what did Kennedy go today?
Kennedy didn't have a good day. He's
fuck you, Kennedy, you jackass.
1974 fucking old ass Kennedy.
Yeah. It's a 1974 Kennedy coin. You know what's funny though? Let's play a little conspiracy theory though. On the season, take away the push. Kennedy's 9/11.
Ooh.
Oh God. Don't get it started. All right, everybody. That does it for another edition of the Big 12 College Experience.
One more bomb chat.
Hey, let's cheers, baby. Let's go, Mountaineers.
Let's go. Horns down.
Right here. I am at Moneyline_Mac. Troy is at Troy Chewning. Rush is at Rambling Rush. Guys,
find me on the X, baby.
We're here every fucking Saturday night before the college basketball experience. We're going to be back early next week to dive into the early games. And then Friday, happy hour. Get over there. We're diving into the freaking early slate. It made a difference today. If you got BYU -4.5, you were a winner.
2 weeks in a row.
Dude, we've stolen 2 wins from the book. So get over there, subscribe, and we'll see you guys. On I don't know when we'll see you next.
I'll see you motherfuckers in the chat in a few goddamn minutes.
Yeah, we'll see you in about 1 minute over there on the college basketball experience. And let me tell you, you thought this energy was good? It's going to another fucking level, baby. Let's go, Mountaineers. Horns down. And we'll see you, and we are out of here.
Why is his head intact?